We constantly get asked the question, how do you find spots to hunt on public land? And it's really not that complicated. You're looking for two different things. Hunting pressure is the first one. You're trying to predict where that is and then avoid it. Once you've found the areas that have been overlooked by other people, the second one is reading deer sign. And that could come in the way of looking at tracks, trails, rubs, scrapes, beds, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to find all those things in one location. Tonight, Ted and I are sitting out here hunting public, and I think we're in a pretty good spot. We're cruising down through this creek behind us here, basically looking for any fresh tracks crossing the creek and heading up into this bedding area. We found several big tracks right here below the stand, heading straight up into this bedding area. It's real thick, brushy willows in there. We haven't seen any sign of human traffic down here in this creek. So we're anticipating there's some deer off in this bedding area that are going to be traveling this way towards the food tonight. But the kicker in this situation was tracks. We haven't found any fresh scrapes, no fresh rubs or anything, but several fresh big tracks in the creek leading into this bedding area is telling us that these bucks are using this area. Sometimes you're not going to find all of the above in a given spot. What you're looking for is the freshest, hottest sign close to bedding areas with the absence of human pressure. And when you're looking at any type of deer sign, it's definitely not one size fits all. Every single situation is slightly different. For instance, this evening, like I mentioned, this creek bed is about half full. It's dry enough that we can walk down the sandbars and we can see where the deer have been traveling across. You know, if it was much deeper, obviously we wouldn't be able to see that sign. So we were waiting for the water levels to drop so we could get in that creek and use it to access this public area undetected, but also to look for fresh sign. The biggest key for us is we like to look for sign that's going in and out of bedding areas. We don't spend near as much time up around big destination food sources because that's not where these deer are spending their daylight hours. They may leave a lot of sign out there, a lot of rubs, scrapes, tracks, and stuff, but they're likely using those food sources in the middle of the night because that's where most of the hunting pressure is.